Alright, welcome back, you guys. Monday Night Raw review. We got a big night for War Games build up. And so we started off with John Cena coming out, talking about, he's the greatest ever, holding up the championship while he's getting introduced. Dominic Mysterio comes out, interrupts him. John Cena ain't like that. He said, anytime, any place, how about right now? And Dom was like, nah, not right now. On my own time. We're going to do it at War Games Survivor Series in my hometown. We did it in your hometown last week. It's my turn. John Cena obviously don't care. He's like, bet. But then Judgment Day came out. Judgment Day came out. Started beating up on John. Nah. Can't have that. My boy John gotta go out like a thug. Sheamus, Rey Mysterio come out, start beating their brakes off, And then they set up a 6-man tag right away. John Cena, Rey, Sheamus, at the end of the match, hitting all their nostalgic moves all at the same time, All three of them hit a 5-knuckle shuffle. All of them did the chest punches that Sheamus does. It looks sick. Rey Mysterio had to climb up on the ropes to even hit Dom. That was funny. But John Cena taking all three of their top rope finishers, and then they're burying them under each other, and Sheamus and Rey Mysterio break it up. A good match. I liked it. It was just a nostalgia act, honestly, just for his last Raw ever. So it was a good match. I liked it. It was fun. And then we had Dolph versus Solo. So Dolph Ziggler's big WWE return. And they made him lose. What the actual fuck? What happened in the writing room for that one? Yeah, let's bring out Dolph, the fan favorite of everyone who wants to see him return. And they make him lose to Solo Sikoa. I mean, Dolph sold the hell out of that Samoan Spike. But, bro, Dolph Ziggler losing on his return to Solo? Ugh, that left a bad taste in my mouth. Hopefully we see more of Dolph and it wasn't just a one-off. And then we had Maxine and Becky fighting for the Intercontinental Championship for the women. And thank God Maxine won. I don't even give a shit about Alpha Academy with Maxine, Otis, and Akira Tozawa. They're just comedy, but the main takeaway is that Becky lost. We don't like Becky over here. She's just annoying. She's cringy. To me, she's a bad actress. She's a hard watch. When you're watching her, it's just like, ugh. That's when I go to the bathroom or go grab a snack. That's when she's on, it's like, all right, I don't need to be here. And then AJ Lee helping out Maxine win. So that means we're getting more AJ Lee. Love to see it. And then to spin back to the Judgment Day, we had Andrew Schultz and the New York Giants get into it with the Judgment Day. My boy Cam Scatterboo and my boy Abdul Carter wham bodies from behind the barricade. They sent them boys flying. That shit was crazy. It would be so cool maybe to get a one-on-one, not a one-on-one, a 3-on-3 match or a 2-on-2. Cam Scatterboo, Abdul Carter. Get Jackson Dart in there when he's healthy, But, it's not going to happen. It was just a one-time thing for Madison Square Garden. But, we have dreams. That'll be fun. Let's run it. Cam Scatterboo will hit a better spear than Braun Breaker because he's running with his head straight dome. It would be sick. But that was fun. It was cool to see. Andrew Schultz was throwing hands too. Who is this guy, skinny bastard? What the hell? Love to see it. He's cool. He's all right. I see some of his podcast interviews sometimes. He's all right. I like when he goes on Bad Friends with Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee. They're a funny trio to me. I like seeing them. But then we get to the end of the show. My my take, the highlight of the night. So you got Division going out there with Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, and now Drew McIntyre going out there. Paul Heyman's glazing them. The only one that needs to be glazed over there is probably Braun Breaker because he's a dog. Woo, woo. That's his thing. But and then CM Punk comes out acting like hot shit, like he's gonna go do something to 4 big old boys. But then he gets his back up. The Usos come out the crowd hitting the yeet yeet. That's what they do. Bunch of dumbasses. Love them though. But and then Cody Rhodes comes out. He should have stayed in the back. By the end of the segment, he got dumped on his neck. But so they start brawling it out. They're going back and forth, back and forth. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk's squad with the Usos, they get the upper hand. And then boom, 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 boom. Brock Lesnar comes out like a badass, heads to the ring, and hops in there, tosses Punk around a few times, and then he grabs Cody Rhodes and dumps that boy on his neck like 2 or 3 times. Thank God, it looked sick. Gotta love some Brock Lesnar ragdolling out there, Apologize about the nasaliness. I'm a little stuffed up. The weather's changing. I'm getting a little messed up over here. But and then as soon as Brock is looking all big and bad, our OTC comes back for his 20th return in the past 2 months. I get hype every time. I don't give a shit. That boy Roman Reigns aura farming on Brock Lesnar. How you aura farming the beast? He did it. He came out, super punched the shit out of him. He ran away. And then Roman Reigns is like, get back here. Bronson Reed comes, hits him from behind. And they start fighting outside. The NYPD is trying to break it up. Fake ass boys. Roman Reigns spears the shit out of 2 of them with Bronson Reed through the barricade. It's chaos. Love to see it. But that's just, in my opinion, they started out building wargames weak when they tried teasing the Wyatt 6 and the MFTs. And I guess they just dropped that real quick. Because what was Nikki Cross going to do? Fight Talatonga? Yo, what? But I'm glad they kind of transitioned from that. They're giving them the traditional match on the Friday before. Which, I don't know, just put it on the main show. Why not have War Games and traditional on the same show? That would just make most sense. I hate when they do it around WrestleMania when they put the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown. Yo, put that on WrestleMania. We want to see that. We don't care if, whatever. No one wants to watch that on SmackDown. They should put that on WrestleMania. I don't even know if they still do it, to be honest. But if they do, put it on WrestleMania. Why are we... It went from being on WrestleMania to the pre-show, then dumped onto Friday Night SmackDown the night before. What the hell? But that's what they're doing with this. They're taking the OG Survivor Series match and dumping it on the show before. Why? More matches, the better. Come on. But they just don't want to see our boy, what's his name? Tama Tonga, the GOAT. They don't want to see our boy on a PLE. But, no, yeah, overall, tonight was a good show. They're building to War Games. I was not excited for this show at all. 2-3 weeks ago, once they transitioned to the new match with, all the big name guys in there, I was getting a little more intrigued. Now Brock and Roman are in there. I'm invested. I want to see Brock and Roman in a War Games steel cage match, But, so that was the build up to the show is doing good. I'm probably going to do a review of that show. Well, a review or if you guys let me know, maybe I'll do like a reaction, like live reaction to it. Like I'll watch it and then post the reactions on there. I don't know if I'll watch it through and post that. That's a long video. I don't want to do that. I think I'll do like each match. I'll make certain reactions to like big spots or something. I don't know. But you know, if anyone's interested in that, leave in the comments, and or any suggestions on the type of content y'all want to see. Like if I'm doing something y'all don't mess with and it's drawing you away from watching, let me know. I don't criticize me. I've never made YouTube before. I've made like 3 other videos, and who knows, you know? I don't. I'm just some guy talking about wrestling, you know? But if there's anything y'all want to see, put in the comments, share the video, share all the videos. Let's get the views. Let's get them views going, all right? Help a brother out, you know? And I'm sorry about not posting for a minute. I said I was going to be posting almost every day. I was trying to do it. I got 2 jobs, a baby, 2 dogs, and I go to the gym every day. It's a little hectic around here, you know. I'm working on it. I'll make time for it. If not every day, it'll be every couple days. I'll try for every day, you know. I like making the videos. You know, it's something new. I've never done anything like it, but just show some support. Like, subscribe, comment, leave your thoughts on the ending or the entire show of Raw. But until next time, I'll see y'all.